All right, we're live on YouTube. Uh, Welcome everyone to this Talk and Talk immersion. My name is Jared. I'm 25 years old. Uh, I uh, uh, I studied information technology and worked with it for the past couple years. And I have a beautiful wife. I live in Texas in the United States. I I'm a learner for languages, just like everyone else. And I'm here to have a good time and have a good conversation with people. Um, Marcella, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, good evening, Anna and Jared. My name is Marcelo, as you can see by the subtitles, of course. I am 65. I live in Rio, Brazil. I am Brazilian. I am also Spanish. Well, I am an entrepreneur. I do a lot of things. I have almost five businesses that I have to run here. I have two kids. They are adults already. They are 29 and 30. They have their own businesses also. They are uh, uh, guys as clever as Jared, for sure. It makes me proud, and that's it. I am married. I live nowadays. I live with my wife only because they live in other houses, and that's it, guys.
Thank you, Marcelo. Anna, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes. Hi, my name is Ana Cláudia. I'm from Fortaleza, Brazil. I'm married and I have two daughters. One is 10 years old and the other is almost 2 years. I'm a lawyer, but at the moment I'm taking care of my youngest daughter full time. I want to become fluent in English because I'd like to talk to some parents who live in Texas, USA. And also, when I travel, I want to feel confident to speaking fluently.
That sounds great. And Hugo, would you like to introduce yourself?
Um,
Oh,
the first, the first
Oh,
question,
Hugo, would you
you
like to?
go.
oh, sorry. Uh, Hello, guys. Good evening. I am Uguian. I am 27 years old. I'm living in Hortolândia city. I am from Campinas, São Paulo, but I live here in Hortolândia. I'm here talking to talk to improve my English. Uh, my mainly goal is working to an international job because I am a front-end developer. I work with technology since 2021. My hobby is go to the gym every day. Uh, I like to running too. I like to watch videos on YouTube. I like to watch series, movies, and that's it about me.
Thank you. Is it pronounced Hugo?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. All right, well, that concludes the introductions. I would like to start explaining the topic for today. The main topic is about the concept of wisdom and aging. I came up with this idea because I I understand that people of different ages have uh, like they feel like they've gained wisdom from experience or through knowledge, I just want to know what people's perspectives were about what the wisdom they have gained over time, and if it's a one single definition of what wisdom means, or do people define wisdom in different ways, or how you earn wisdom. That's the whole premise. Now, the first question here is, what is one thing you believe to be absolutely true when you were younger that you realize is much more complicated? I understood. I thought I thought that parenting is in was I thought it was challenging, but I never understood how challenging it is for parents to raise a child, or not even just raising a child, but raising a pet of any kind. And I realized that when you're a kid, that you think that parents can be infallible, like, but when you get older, you start to understand that sometimes parents they can make mistakes too. They make judgments based on the knowledge they have. Like some people are still relatively young, and they're like mid-30s or 40s, and like, and people gain wisdom over time from being a parent. And I thought it's interesting that, like, the perspective of parents from a young kid versus being an adult in mid-20s, understand that the responsibilities are much more complicated and greater than anticipated. And I thought that was very interesting to discover that. And it's great hearing from the my parents, you know, their perspectives on what being parents were like. And so that's what I want to talk about for the first question. Claudia, would you like to answer the first question?
Yes, I thought something different, but when I was younger, I used to believe that the government and big institutions like the World Health Organization and the United Unions were good organizations that protected people and public health. But today I realize that is much more complicated. Sometimes I even think they can have the opposite effect.
Yes, it is more complicated. These organizations, they may say one thing, maybe they do something else entirely. It's Every organization is way more complicated than what it says on surface value. From me, my experience in some organizations in IT, it looks like IT infrastructure is all like perfect, but it's like also sometimes the AI, this infrastructure is way more chaotic, and people are panicking all the time, but it never is shown from the outside because they keep everything under wraps. So it's interesting.
The pandemic show us too how
Yeah.
it works.
Marcelo, would you like to answer the first question?
Yeah, I'm gonna give another perspective here because I don't think I had a clear another position about a lot of things. What is true, what is not true. That Because I think we have to live our age. We have our moments, and when we are young, we believe more in a lot of stories, but you have to realize that life is hard, and you have to go for it. It's difficult for you to understand at the first time that it's something easy for you to develop your some assets or some good that you have to deal. I think, in my opinion, of course, I am 65. I am more experienced that in a lot of things, and I made a lot of mistakes. I I I I believe in a lot of people, and I was wrong. I lost a lot of time, a lot of money, but I think it's about learning. I think it's something that you can learn with your flaws, but you can learn. Of course, I was also interested in learn by what adults had to teach me, not only by my own experience, but by others' experience. I think it's a clever behavior. But that's it. I think I am going to talk to you about persons. I I in the past I was so true about some people. I believed in that persons, and nowadays I can understand that it was a mistake, and now I can feel more about. I am more objective, and I am more. Um my eyes are more clear to see what's going on. I know people more than before, because I think with the time you have the skill to understand the philosophy of that person, the behavior. You don't believe in stories or rhetoric, and that's something to me, as Anna said. Of course, it was so new to understand that we had so powerful and strong institutions, but they aren't. It's about the same when you were talking about people, because institutions are made of people. That's it, guys.
It's interesting, and I think that with just over time you understand that you can see that people are very flawed in their thinking, and we're all imperfect in our own way. People are imperfect. You realize that some people like you will try to take advantage, maybe scam. Sometimes that just takes time and to understand, pick that up, because what may sound legitimate may just be a complete lie, and it's very interesting. Hugo, would you like to answer the first question?
Oh, one thing I think when I was younger, I did believe uh, would it be easy to change our leis in Portuguese. I forget the word in English, but I think it was very easy to change this kind of things, you know. And today, nowadays, I think it is very difficult because it's very bureaucratic. Oh my God, bureaucratic, bureaucratic thing. Because, for example, here in Brazil, um, there are many, there are many, many process to realize this kind of things, you know? and and that's it. That's it.
Thank you, Hugo. And that's right. It's things are way more complicated than they appear to be. The second question is, do you think wisdom is something that only comes with age, or can a young person be truly wise? I don't. I think young people can be smart, but I think being wise is something that takes time and age, lots of experience, because you can be told many different things, and it may be different. Maybe we say you can be told like, watch out this, watch out for this, or watch out for that, and like you be careful with these situations, with how these people they may take advantage of you, but you can't always be taught things. Sometimes it just takes experience and time to understand that the world is more complicated. Um, it takes things take time because it's not things are not centered towards yourself. Um, the world does not revolve around you. That like what you see like these situations where okay, like maybe you have to submit some paperwork to the government for something. It's like okay, it takes 6 months. You may think like, why does it take 6 months? It seems like an extremely long time, but it's like there's other people going through that process. There's not just you, and like you understand that when we're younger, we think that we don't have the capability of comprehending the true scale of the world, the amount of people that interact with the world. But when you get older, you get more of that perspective because you start to utilize more stuff. Like, okay, I'm gonna go to this place and travel. Well, to travel, you have to go through like airports and you have to meet people at customs, and it's like and there's all these different employees and workers that spend so much time every day, and you don't know like how difficult a job can be until you experience the job. And as a young person may never understand that because they haven't reached an age where they can start a job. They may be smart, but they don't know what it's like to be truly independent, to think on your feet all the time and work uh, hours, long hours, trying to come home to provide for a family, to survive, to make decisions on how you're going to treat your health. It's world's way more complicated, and it just takes time. Um, Claudia, would you like to answer the second question?
Okay. In my opinion, wisdom doesn't depend on how many years you have lived, but on the experiences and the culture you have been exposed to. And some young people um, uh, go through very difficult situations early in life, and that can make them emotionally mature and thoughtful. And that's it.
I mean, yes, that is true. There are people that are forced to grow up sooner to learn because perhaps their parents are sick, or maybe they don't have parents and they had to manage to navigate the world on their own, and they're under foster care. There's many different situations. It's not it takes time to gain wisdom, but people gain wisdom at different times, and and they start sooner. um, some people don't understand how complicated the world can be until 18. Some may start learning about it when they're 12. It's very different. Marcelo, would you like to answer the second question?
Yeah, Jared. Well, I became adult very early. Um, that's my life. I was so interested in adults' lives, and I started to work at 12 years old. And at the age of 17, I started to run a business. So I had to grow so fast, and I could skip part of my childhood or my teens. But I think the key is information and what you do about information. We have a lot of things and skills and matters to understand, to study, and to. It's so difficult, as you said, Jared, to what is to be a wise person? What is that? I don't know. I really don't know. You can be wise in something and you can be a dumb in another thing at the same time. You sometimes you I see people they are I'm gonna it's almost a joke. You have a lot of economists. They are so good in their professions. They teach. They work in big corp corporates. But when they have to deal with the personal finance, they are a failure. So what's going on over there? I think it's what are you supposed to do with the information you have? What are you supposed to do with the knowledge that you've been acquiring? I think this is a key. We study a lot. But my grandmother sometimes she used to say to me, "What did you learn at school?" Because I did something wrong, or I said something wrong. Sometimes a bad habit, or sometimes not being polite. And she said, "What did you study? What did you learn at school?" And what I can see now that we have a lot of information, a lot of the knowledge is around us, and sometimes we cannot use them to improve ourselves. That's the problem, I think so.
Yeah, that's an interesting perspective. And with that, I think if one way you may have to develop and understand how to take care of yourself at an early on age, like 12 years old, or any young age like that. But you may know how to survive, and maybe how to get food. Maybe you have to work early at 12. But like some people um, may miss out on opportunities to socialize like other kids, or because they didn't have the opportunity because they had to grow up faster. So like it's like with time you give and take different things. Like you can learn one thing, but you may not be able to learn another thing, because you may go with finance, but you may not be good with public speaking. Maybe it depends on like what information you have and how you utilize it. Like you said, that's very good. Uh, Hugo, what do you have? Do you have an answer for the second question?
Oh, in my opinion, I think wisdom come with age, is a possibility, but I think it depends a lot of situation in your life. My God, I forgot the word. I think depends a lot of kind of situation, because, for example, familiar situation, culture too, and familiar environments. For example, school environments. I think uh, 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 all of the things can can be influencing our life, but I believe your familiar involvement is oh is is more influence in our opinion in your life, but I think a young person can be truly wise too. I believe that, but um, we have a difficult in our life during the life can be we growth in our our thoughts. That's it.
Yeah, I think that we do grow, and I think the way we think of things are does evolve over time. Um, the third question is, if you could sit down and have a 1 hour conversation with your great grandparents, what is the first question you would ask them? Well, it's becoming more common for people to actually get to have a conversation with their great grandparents because the life expectancy has extended significantly. I mean, even when I was very young, I actually got to talk to my great grandparents because they were around. It wasn't, I mean, it was up to a certain point. I mean, I was probably 8 years old, and but it was but it was I actually had like it was not I don't really know how to have a good conversation like at very 6 to 8 years old, but if I did have the chance to talk to them now, I would ask about what they've learned throughout their time, and what are some good life lessons? Why was it like living in as a kid in that a certain time period? Uh, a lot of them were growing up in the 1930s and 1940s. It's a very different time than modern day. Um, so I would have asked them, but I mean, at the time, I didn't really understand that much because I was too young. Um, Claudia, would you like to answer the third question?
Oh, so if I could sit down and have a 1 hour conversation with my great grandparents, the first question I would ask it then would be, was your biggest regret in life? I think I would ask that because I think regrets teach us important lessons, and I would like to learn from their experiences. And I think it's important to know about what the difficult in the life and what the, the lessons that we can uh, learn about the wrong things we have been doing in life.
I think that's great, and sometimes it's good to know, like, understand what is it they wish they had done. Maybe wish to travel and they didn't travel as often. But it's good to take what they learned and maybe mistakes uh they they made and try to take it with you. Though even though it may be a different time period, there are some lessons that are relatively the same, no matter which time and no matter which age. Um, Marcelo, would you like to answer the third question?
Yeah, of course, Jared. Well, I don't think we have to go so far to see a relative But the only great grandmother that I met was the mother of my grandfather, the father of my mother, and she was Spanish. My grandfather brought her to Brazil, and of course I was about 10 years old when she passed away. And of course I didn't have the opportunity to talk to her, to ask questions, even though because she uh, her language was Spanish, and I am a Brazilian. I didn't. I wasn't supposed to speak Spanish at the time. Nowadays, I speak Spanish quite well. But I have my grandfather, uh, her son, that including a person that raised me and is my role model till today. And I used to talk to him a lot to know what was his life and how he arrived in Brazil in 1924 to the coffee harvest. We had a lot of immigrations to Brazil in order to uh, to uh, the coffee um, harvest, and then he went to other kinds of uh, parts of the economy. He used to run restaurants, and that was his life. And I used to ask him a lot of things, and he taught me a lot of lessons. And as my role model, I was so interested in his life. And till today, I have his photo in my desk, at my desk, because I always look at him, and this is so fantastic. I can understand quite well what I am doing here. I owe him, and I think this is something that I don't see young people nowadays interested in their past. I feel pity about that because I think we have the opportunity to meet with people. My father is 97. I don't see my sons going to my father's to talk to him and to write down his stories, and I think it could be like a very interesting book. That's it, Jared.
Well, 97 is pretty impressive, I gotta say. That's um yeah, it reminds me of when I was talking to my grandfather, and I had many conversations with him, even though he at the time he wasn't as well spoken as in his prime because he had a stroke and his speech was slower. But I had conversations with him, and he would talk about his experience in the military, what it was like growing up, and um, during the different periods, and he, and I thought it was I took many opportunities to have a conversation with him as well, and just take in anything that he has to say, because I know that eventually when I get older, I may not have him around much longer. Even with my own father, I tried to like have many conversations with him, understand his life story, and I think there has been a disconnect with older people. The gap between people who are like reaching their like 80s and 90s and people who are just teenagers, it's huge. It's vastly different experiences. People have grown up in a very different time period where you had these days everyone's using the internet and all these computers and technology, and but at the time growing up, they may have only had TV, or if you go further back enough, maybe they even had a TV, and they were just outside, working or on the yard or farming. It's just there's been such a huge disconnect because technology and the way people live has changed so much. And honestly, the population of the world has quadrupled uh, in the last 100 years, I think. So everything seems more crowded. You see people more often. And it's like everything back then was felt like a community. Um, some cities, even or what used to be small towns, where people just all knew each other by their names, like they knew their neighbors. They had a chat with them. It's no longer the case, and it is sad that people have been disconnected, like you said. Um, Hugo, would you like to answer the third question?
Oh, I think I think this answer is difficult, but one thing I ask for ask them uh, would be what was happening in that time in that time ago. Um, because I think I am I am very interested for the history, and I think I ask them what was happening in that time around the world. I am very uh, I have hyper focus in second World War, for example. Don't I like the war, but I am very interested to learn about the war, about the world, about the physical, and that's it. But in that time is was very difficult to know about the about around the world. The news is it was very difficult in that time. But that's it.
Yeah, I people the time periods are very different, and but I what I recommend for a lot of people to do is like preserve the photos and like special moments and letters that are from your grandparents or great grandparents, because it's like when you have it, it shows a piece of your family, a history, where they're from. And I have photos myself of of my great grandparents, and like and it's like I wouldn't, if I didn't have that photo, I mean I wouldn't have clearly been able to like visualize how they looked like as much, because it's like it would have been lost forever. And I like to look at it because I'm like, oh, okay, this is how they were, this, and it's just a piece of history you do not want to lose. Um, th- the next question here is, what is a piece of old-fashioned advice that you think still holds a lot of value in today's fast-paced world? Um, I old I think that some old-fashioned advice is try to and I've seen this I think most people need to trust their gut feeling. Um, if something doesn't seem right, or they think they need to make a quick judgment, just go with their gut feeling. And that's something that has been talked about for so long, hundreds of years. Uh, just you don't just go with what you like, what you think might be best, and instead of overthinking it. And that's, I think it holds a lot of value. Um, Claudia, would you like to answer the fourth question?
my opinion, one old-fashioned piece of device that is still important is be patient. And nowadays, everything is very fast and people want immediate results, but real success takes time. And that's why I think it's be patient is a good old-fashioned.
Yeah, patience is something that will never expire. Like you always need to teach that lesson to every younger generation. And I think especially true now that in a fast-paced world, people expect immediate results, especially with all this information and readily available. They think they're always going to get something right away, but it's you sometimes you have to learn to just be patient, and the answer will come to you, or you'll eventually get the results. Just take a deep breath, relax, and just be patient. Marcelo, would you like to answer the fourth question?
It's so difficult for me to think about an old advice, an old habit that we have to bring to this modern world. But I think about how we spend our time and how we play our roles, because we have a lot of roles. You have your professional role. You're not a father already, but you must uh, have a child in any moment, and you have to play that role as a husband, as a child, as a son, as a friend, as in sports, at school. And I think I've learned that we have to act like the sheriff of a small town when they have had to change the hat, because they are the fireman, they are the sheriff, they are the priest, they are the everybody at a small town. And I think we have to change our hats, and we have to leave that moment without thinking in other roles when we are playing that role, because it's that's a problem. Uh, we have to play a lot of roles, and if we could play those roles properly, uh, safely, and like being that person at that moment without pretending to be that person, but you have to live that moment, and you have to forget about the other roles that you have to play, because if not, you are going to be messed life with a lot of confusions, and you are not going to when you have dinner with your wife, you have to think about the wife, the dinner, and the moment, and the family. You don't have to think about job. That's it. I think that's the wise advice that we can bring to this moment now.
Yeah, I think you're right that being in the moment is very special. Like, it's I know that people get caught up with when they take a like once in a year vacation and they think about their work and their job. And it's like it's okay to take that break a week or two to recover, to not think about your work and just enjoy the moment with friends or family. I think that's an important lesson for sure. Um, Hugo, would you like to answer the fourth question?
Oh, this question is very difficult to answer. Um, um, I think one advice uh, that would be good today nowadays is to live more slow, because, for example, I think the social medias, the internet, how can I say, become the words more faster, né? And if I could advise the people next to me, would be to live, with, to like your family, your friends, go out from social medias and the internet a little bit. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, yeah, I understand. I think when people lose a sense of like understanding, and when they're always caught up on their phones and social media, they need to go out, socialize for sure, because it's humans need to naturally socialize. It's part of who we are. We're not meant to just look at a screen, just, text or chat. You need to actually have a face-to-face conversation, and, enjoy the time with friends and family. Go out, make new friends, go out, make new hobbies, and just enjoy life, that's for sure. I get it, yeah. That concludes the main questions. I'd like to ask each of you about what you think about the topic in immersion today, starting with you, Claudia.
Could you repeat the question?
I would like to ask, like, what do you think about the whole topic today and the immersion?
Okay, I think it's very interesting because we thought of our different views of Marcelo. Marcelo. I would like to the science of Spanish, but I I fail. So it's very important to know the difference of thinking. This is a deep questions too, I think, and it's I appreciate very much.
Thank you, Claudia. Marcelo, what do you think about the whole topic today?
Okay, Jared. I think this moment is so special to me because we have the opportunity to meet people like Claudia and Hugo. And being with you is so nice to me, even on Monday night. We are almost 11 o'clock in Rio. I'm going to wake up early in the morning tomorrow, but it's a pleasure to be here with you. I think the immersions that we have here in Talk and Talk, they are more than to just to improve English or to learn English. It's more like a philosophical class, as I said, every day, and we can even know other perspectives and lives and visions of the world, and I think it's so nice. I think we grow a lot here. I think we grow a lot here. That's the main goal that we could achieve here in Talk and Talk. Thank you, Jared.
Thank you, Marcelo. It's very kind of you to, and I'm always happy for you to join every week, and I think growing together is is a very good way to say it. I think we all grow with it, and yeah, thank you. Hugo, what do you think about the whole topic today?
Oh, this topic was very nice topic. Is a how can I say, a deep talk to talk about, but it's very interesting to talk about this topic. And I have there are a lot of different words to say about, and well, it was very nice. Was very nice. Thank you guys for this conversation. And oh my God, how Marcelo said, uh, I I have to go to bed because I get up early tomorrow. That's it.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, I guess it's must be pretty late over there. I mean, here it's just a few hours behind, but yeah, I feel for you guys, being up that late. Well, I hope everyone has a great evening, and has a good rest of their week. I hope I see every one of you come back for the next immersion. I'm here at the same time every week, and I think it's great to just hear from everyone's perspectives. Everyone has different backgrounds, and I love it all. Thank you, and have a great time.
Thank you, Jared. Bye bye, guys.
Bye bye.
Bye, guys. Nice to meet you, Hugo. Nice to meet you, Claudia. Bye, Jared.
Nice to meet
Nice
you.
to
Bye
meet you
bye.
too.
Thank you very
Bye
much.
bye.